突然のご指名でございまして何を申し上げていいか分かりませんけど、まずパパトゥーヌさんに先ほどお褒めをいただきましてありがとうございました。改めてご紹介させていただきます。福田康夫の先ほど初めに開会の辞を申しました福田康夫の家内でございます。お世話になりありがとうございます。今大変素晴らしいお話を伺いさせていただきました。いろんな問題点も挙げてらっしゃいました。それからその解決方法をどうするかというお話も伺って大変お勉強にさせていただいたわけでございます。いろんな問題点がまだまだあると思いますけれども、でも明るい見通しもあるんではないかなというふうに思います。アフリカの各国の皆様方がご努力をなさっているということ、それからアフリカ全体の国々が手を携えて頑張っていらっしゃる。それに私たち日本の方々も、そして世界の方々が一緒にお手伝いをさせていただくということがあるので、未来は明るいんではないかなというふうに思っております。そして私が考えておりますのは、将来絶対にアフリカは世界の中心になるというふうに私は考えているんです。というのは、資源がいっぱいおありでいらっしゃいますし、今は教育の問題もおありでございましょうけど、教育をお受けになれば本当に素晴らしい方々がたくさんいらっしゃる。そうであれば私はこれからはアフリカが世界の中心になるというふうに思っております。それ今お話を伺っていますことでもって、いろんな問題点、いろんな方法ございましたけれども、実は私はその中にもう一つ付け加えていただきたい、妊産婦さん並びにお子様を助けるという幸せになっていただくために、もう一つのことを付け加えていただきたいと思っていることがございます。これは日本独特のものでございますけど、母子手帳でございます。実は5年前のテカッドでもって私は総理夫人としてワーキングランチで母子手帳の話をさせていただきました。これは日本でできた唯一のもので、日本が60何年前から使っているものでございます。なぜそれを今回もご紹介するかというと、その妊産婦さん並びにお子様の出産、そしてお子様が元気に育つためには、このノートをご利用いただければいいんじゃないかというふうに思っております。皆様方のご提案の中にプラスこれを入れていただけたら嬉しいなと思うんです。というのは、このノートにまず妊娠をなさった方のその妊産婦さんの症状を克明に記入することができる。そうすれば例えば少し調子が悪いとか時にはどうすればいいかという早くの手はずが取れるのではないかというある程度の基準ができればそういうことができるのではないかと思います。そして次にお産の時にもそのお産の状況も全部これに克明に記入してまいります。でご無事に赤ちゃんがお生まれになった後は今度お子様のためにこのノートは使われる。ですからお子様がお腹の中で宿られたその時からそのお子様の人生は始まっているので、このノート一冊があればそのお子さんの生まれた時からの妊娠なさった時からの一つのノートになる、人生ノートになるというふうに思っております。ですから今お分かりになったような問題点を解決すると同時にこれもご利用いただければ妊産婦さんの健康のため、それから出産時の問題点、それからお子様が健康に育つためどういう栄養を与えたらいいか、どのようにしたらいいかということが分かるようなノートをお手元に置いてお母様がご自分で記入していく、そういうものでございます。これは日本独特のものでございますけれども、こういう母子手帳もアフリカでも広げていただけたらというふうに一つの提案とさせていただきたいと思っております。ありがとうございました。
Arigato. I'm going to have one, yes, sir, directed at President Banda, and we'll take two, and then she will respond, and then we'll try and wrap up. Yes.
My name is Emmanuel Tuala. My question goes to President Banda from Malawi. Since you assumed office last year, we understand you set up an initiative called Presidential Initiative on Maternal Health and Safe Motherhood. Would you like to share with us, Your Excellency, in terms of figures of women dying due to giving birth, has it increased and has it gone down? And if you can be kind enough, by how much? And how do you think men in Malawi are taking part in making sure that we reduce deaths of women dying due to giving birth to lives in this country, in your country. Thank you very much. That's my two questions, Mr.
Thank
Chair.
you very much. Is there any other question for her? Yes. This gentleman right there, yes.
Oui, merci beaucoup. Je vais le faire en français. J'ai deux gros problèmes. Le premier, c'est que c'est bien de chercher l'argent pour la santé, mais la réalité est que cet argent, même s'il est trouvé, il n'est peut-être pas allé dans le domaine de la santé. Ça, c'est un problème essentiel et j'aimerais avoir le point de vue de notre première dame là-dessus. Le deuxième problème qui est aussi essentiel, c'est que nous avons toujours demandé qu'au niveau des conférences TICAD, il y ait des ministres des Finances. Cela n'est toujours pas le cas parce que même si le ministre des Finances prend des engagements, au retour, c'est le ministre des Finances qui doit avoir son point de vue à donner là-dessus. Et j'aimerais avoir également le point de vue des autorités sur ce plan. Merci.
Thank you very much. I will turn to President Banda to take those two interventions and respond. Time is not our friend at this point in time, and we have to round up. President Banda.
Hello. Yes, thank you very much, Executive Director. The first question was, since you set up the presidential initiative, what have been the achievements? The presidential initiative was established mainly to address issues of maternal mortality. I was concerned about the number of women dying, giving life. It's not acceptable, and nobody in this room should accept that a woman should die giving life. And so therefore, when I first served as Goodwill Ambassador for Safe Motherhood, it was 2009. At that point, we were about 750, I think, women dying out of 100,000. I served as Goodwill Ambassador appointed by African Union under KAMA, and I served for 1 year, 2009, when I was Vice President. And we went from 700 to 675. The announcement by UNFPA this year, in January, shows that we have moved from 675 to 460. So we have made... And the second part of the question was, how do you think this has happened? In my country, 85% of the people are rural-based. And because they are rural-based, the chief plays a very, very critical role. Because the chief is the custodian of a tradition and culture, the chief can pass bylaws, can give instructions, can influence decisions at village level for every woman to go to the hospital, every girl child to go to school. So I set up a committee of chiefs to ensure that all women in the village go to deliver at a clinic. That is number one. Number two, I found that chiefs listen to fellow chiefs. So because we have a very strong committee of chiefs, they go around countrywide, sensitizing fellow chiefs that the death or survival of women is in their hands. And this, I believe, is what has brought about this success story. I would like to say that I still am not satisfied that now 460 women can die giving birth, but we also must take pride in the achievement of reducing from 1,200 where we were to 460. It is my sincere hope that we shall continue to fight and continue to reduce that number until we get to acceptable numbers. I am informed that 115 women dying out of 100,000 is what is the goal for 2015. We are far from there. I regret that we didn't start 10 years ago, but we will continue to fight until we stop this unnecessary death of women. The second question was, I think, what
Finance.
towards maternal mortality, towards maternal health. Yes, I want, as I answer this question, to also refer to what our Minister of Foreign Affairs from Ethiopia said. He was concerned about the slow pace that MDG 5 is moving. And, but for me, it is both MDG 5 and MDG 3, both that affect women. And that must tell us a lot. So for me, I am concerned that MDG 3 is not moving as fast as well. And for me, there's a stubborn link between MDG 5 and MDG 3. So we need to work towards empowering women and work towards assisting women gain equal rights as men. And it is only when women are empowered that they begin to look at issues that affect fellow women. I was myself Minister of Gender when I decided to champion the passing of the Domestic Violence Bill in 2006. So, well, it took a woman to realize that we are not going to make progress unless we reduce the unnecessary death of women. So, empowering a woman in order to look at issues that affect women is going to be very, very critical as we move into the future. Why ministers of finance don't allocate more money towards maternal health? Well, my response to that would be that perhaps time has come for us to fight that all finance ministers are women.
We don't have much time to go, so I'm going to ask our panelists to give us their last words. First, Minister Tedros.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you for this opportunity. Maybe I would like to comment on the Ministers of Finance issue. I think the health financing is not the issue for the Minister of Finance alone. In Ethiopia, actually, we endorse budgets at the cabinet level. And that mechanism can help to increase budgets in any area that the country puts as a priority. So I think mechanisms are most important in addressing problems like this one. But if there is an occasion, or if there are countries who give the finance minister the power of allocating funds alone, and that's a problem. So I think it's the mechanism or the procedure that should be corrected. Otherwise, I think this is, as I said earlier, should be the job of the cabinet, and then after that, the job of the parliament to see whether the priority areas like maternal health is key are getting enough financing. If not enough, I think a good share of what they should get. And the other important element I would like to add to President Bandas is to address or to reduce maternal mortality. It's not just the job of the health sector alone. That's why she mobilized the chiefs to mobilize the communities. And in Ethiopia, we use the same thing. We mobilize religious leaders, and we have women's group themselves also try to help each other like peer pressure, and we use other influential community members to mobilize both men and women to increase the use of services by women. But not only that, in order to increase the use of services or utilization of services by women, we have deployed more than 38,000 women health extension workers throughout the country. That's 2 health extension workers per village. These health extension workers are high school graduates with 1 year training and who can actually talk to the women and build confidence in communication. So women in Ethiopia have now for the first time a chance to talk in confidence, one-on-one, to discuss reproductive health issues, which are very sensitive, because as what President Banda said, our communities are mainly rural, and they are very shy. They don't actually say what they're supposed to say openly. And the deployment of the 38,000 health extension workers and the installation of a health post in each village made the system, the services closer to the women, and women are having a chance to discuss about their reproductive health when they want, one-on-one, or when they want, even in groups through the women's group. So I think it's a mobilized community, especially having a center as a women's group at the center of that mobilization that can make a difference. So it's through mobilizing the whole community, like what Malawi is doing, that we can make a difference. I'm just concurring what she said. And the last is, we don't have difference, by the way, Your Excellency, in the empowerment. If you remember, as I said, we lagged behind in reducing under 5 mortality. But the strategic solution is girls' education that can bring women's empowerment in economic, social, and political aspects. That's actually the strategic solution. What we're doing now through family planning campaigns and so on is just a firefighting. The strategic solution is educating our girls now. And that's why the proportion of women now, girls in schools in Ethiopia, has tremendously increased in the past, especially 10 years. And we believe in 10 or 20 years from now, I think that strategic solution will make a huge impact. And the firefighting will not be that important to do necessary. So that's why now we're doing a combination of firefighting and the strategic solution, relying more on strategic solution. And as we have agreed, I think it's the political, economic, and social empowerment of women which will be a solution not only to reduce maternal mortality, but to develop our countries also. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
1 minute.
Yeah, one. Yeah, I think the most.
I can talk to him like that. He's not a minister. So.
Yeah, but you know what I want to say about whether it is a finance or any ministry and so on, it's all a question of leadership. It depends who is in the State House, and for that, it is the people at the base who are going to prove that if you don't deliver, you are out of State House. I think that's where the civil society comes in. We have to engage, we have to show that it is a demand of the people and to be backing those who are backing us. There is also another component, the educational side and the engagement. The finance ministers have to know that for every dollar that you are investing in this, you are saving more than $4. That education engagement should be there. Our parliamentarians, the work that we are doing with our parliamentarians so that they can question the government checks and balances. That's a work that we have to undertake, and that's what we are also doing here with UNFPA, with the Japanese parliamentarians. They have contributed quite a lot. And finally, there is nothing which is going to be given as charity. Here in Japan, before the Second World War, Ms. Shinzo Abe, Kaito, she was arrested for daring to talk about family planning. She was a security threatened with Margaret Sanger. She was under arrest here in Japan. That time is changed. In many of our countries, nobody will arrest you because you talk about family planning, but you will be challenged. And for that, we have to have a conviction. And the civil society, we have also to be accountable to our own community and civil society, because that's what is important. We are the bridge between the individual, the community, and the government. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tedros. Now, let's clap for them. I'm sure you're tired of seeing this masculine face, and you like to see somebody a little more elegant. So I'm going to call Onai to come and conclude